Hi everyone! So it's time to find out which books I'm going to be reading next. My next 5 reads, but I actually only have 3 of them physically with me right now because the last 2 of the 5 are the last of my pre-orders, which are going to be with me very, very soon, and I'm very excited for those. So I'm going to go over the 3 that I have here, and this is the order I'm going to read them, and then I'll talk about those last 2 pre-orders. So first of all, we have, this is my next read, Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. Now, Rainbow Rowell, she is an author, obviously. She wrote the book Fangirl, which I have. I've read it a few times. I really quite like Fangirl. It's got a soft spot in my heart. But I've never actually read any of her other books. And Sarah, hi Sarah, my good friend, she and my sister have said Eleanor and Park is a really, really good book. So I was like, you know what? It was when I was doing my Amazon order at the beginning of the year. It was only like £2 on Amazon. And I was like, you know what? If Sarah and Laura say it's a good book, I trust them, and it's only £2. Go for it. So Eleanor and Park. So it says, Eleanor is the new girl in town, and with her chaotic family life, her mismatched clothes and unruly red hair, she couldn't stick out more if she tried. Park is the boy at the back of the bus. Black t-shirts, headphones, head in a book. He thinks he's made himself invisible, but not to Eleanor. Never to Eleanor. Slowly, steadily, through late-night conversations and an ever-growing stack of mixtapes, Eleanor and Park fall for each other. They fall in love the way you do the first time, when you're young and you feel as if you have nothing and everything to lose. So, next read is Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. See how that one goes. And then after that, we've got a couple of non-fiction books, the last of the non-fiction books that I announced that I was going to be reading this year. So the first one is Matilda, Empress, Queen, Warrior by Catherine Hanley. I'm really excited to read this. I mentioned when, in case you haven't seen it, when I announced the various books I was going to be reading this year, that Matilda is a kind of lauded female figure from history of mine. I find her fascinating. She was the daughter of Henry I, and when Henry died, the crown, she said, well, it'll go to me. I'm the eldest child. It's mine. The crown's mine. And her cousin Stephen went, but you're a girl, so I'll take that crown from you. So Stephen got made king, and her life became this battle to get back the crown that was rightly hers. And she did some astonishing things. I'm just like, oh my God, this woman is amazing. But I've never, ever been able to find a book about Matilda, because she's a figure who people just don't focus on, and I was desperate for a book to be written, and there has been, and so I'm very, very excited to read Catherine's take on this just warrior woman, Matilda. As you see, I'm smiling, I'm so happy, so I'm going to be reading Matilda. So the back says, Matilda was a daughter, wife and mother, but she was also an empress, the first female heir to the English crown and a skilled military general. Catherine Hanley provides new insight into Matilda's campaign to claim the title of queen, her approach to allied kingdoms and rival rulers, and her crucial role in the succession crisis. So, yeah, I'm really excited to read Matilda. And then the last non-fiction book of this year is The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Sculp. I'm probably getting that completely wrong. So sorry, Rebecca. But yes, I'm quite intrigued by this. Now, when this came out, this caused quite a stir. And it was one of those books I kept on seeing. I was like, oh, I'll get to it. I never got to it until now. So, it says on the back, there is a photo on my wall of a woman I've never met. She looks straight into the camera and smiles. hands on hips, dress suit neatly pressed, lips painted deep red. Her name is Henrietta Lacks. Her name was Henrietta Lacks, but scientists knew her as Hella, spelled Hela. Born a poor black to a poor black tobacco farmer, her cancer cells taken without her knowledge became a multi-million-dollar industry and one of the most important tools in medicine. Yet Henrietta's family did not learn of her immortality until more than 20 years after her death, with devastating consequences. Rebecca's fascinating account is the story of the life and the afterlife of a woman who changed the medical world forever, balancing the beauty and drama of scientific discovery with the dark question about who owns the stuff our bodies are actually made of. The immortal life of Henrietta Lacks is an extraordinary journey in search of the soul and story of a real woman whose cells live on today in all four corners of the world. So yeah, it caused quite a stir when this came out. So I'm really intrigued to read about Henrietta Lacks and what the cells that got taken from her without her consent, without her family's consent, and what that has led to. So there we go. So those are the 3 books that I physically have. So the last 2 books are the last of my pre-orders, which I've got to go get onto my phone to be able to read what they're about. So the first one is J.K. Rowling's The Christmas Pig, which is due actually to be with me tomorrow. Very excited. I am hoping that I'm home because I'm going to be at the Literature Festival tomorrow and having lunch out in town and such with my mum. So I'm hoping that when I get home, I'll be here for the delivery. And if I miss it, I hope that my parcel is still here, quite possibly, because I don't know. I really, really want this book. So this is called The Christmas Pig, as I said. And the description says, one boy and his toy are about to change everything. Jack loves his childhood toy, Der Pig. DP has always been there for him through good and bad, until one Christmas Eve something terrible happens. DP is lost, but Christmas Eve is a night of miracles and lost causes, a night when all things can come to life, even toys. And Jack's newest toy, the Christmas Pig, DP's annoying replacement, has a daring plan. Together, they'll embark on a magical journey to seek something lost and save the best friend that Jack has ever known. A heartwarming, page-turning adventure about one child's love for his most treasured thing and how far he will go to find it. A tale for the whole family to fall in love with, and from one of the world's greatest storytellers. So earlier this year, I read JK's children's story that she had published during lockdown so that kids could have something to look forward to during that time, called The Ichabog. I really liked The Ichabog. I thought it was an absolutely enchanting fairy story. So for her to come back now with a brand new story, this one's called The Christmas Pig. I'm really intrigued to read it. And yeah, I'm excited. So that's going to be with me tomorrow. So yay. And so I'm going to be reading that one first because that'll be arriving first. And then the other one is The Shape of Darkness by Laura Purcell. Now, Laura Purcell is an author who I fell absolutely head over heels in love with this year. I read her 3 books. I thought they were amazing. But her fourth one was out when I fell for her books, but only in hardback, and all of my other books of hers were in paperback. So me being me, I had to wait until the paperback comes out, which is due for release in 9 days time, the 20th of October. So by the time I've gotten through these 3 books and The Christmas Pig, it will have been released and I will have it. So yay! So here's the description for that book. So, a struggling silhouette artist in Victorian Bath, the city of Bath, which is an hour and a half away from me, a place I absolutely love, seeks out a renowned child spirit medium in order to speak to the dead and to try and identify their killers in this beguiling new tale from Laura Purcell. So here's the proper description. Silhouette artist Agnes is struggling to keep her business afloat. Still recovering from a serious illness herself, making enough money to support her elderly mother and her orphan nephew Cedric has never been easy. And then one of her clients is murdered shortly after sitting for Agnes, and then another, and then another. Desperately seeking an answer, Agnes approaches Pearl, a child spirit medium lodging in Bath with her older half-sister and her ailing father, hoping that if Pearl can make contact with those who died, they may reveal who killed them. But Agnes and Pearl quickly discover that instead they may have opened a door to something that they can never put back. So Laura Purcell's writing is all like Victorian spooky stories. So that just gets me so excited. So excited. I'm so happy to finally get a hold of that book. So there we go. So those are my next 5 reads. So in order that I'll be reading them, we have Eleanor and Park, Matilda, The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, and then my pre-orders, which will be The Christmas Pig and then The Shape of Darkness. So yeah, those are my next 5 reads, guys. And then after that, I think I only have 3 more books, and I've gotten through all of the books I announced for the year and all of my pre-orders for the year. So I've only got, so that's 8 books in total, and I have met my challenge for the year. Woo, so excited. But yeah, let's see how we go then, and I'll be back with my thoughts on Eleanor and Park as soon as I'm done. It's not that long a book, so I'm sure most likely you'll be seeing the review for it this weekend. But yeah, we'll see how we go. All right then, guys. Bye.